Bike Club, episode 10.
In today's episode, we biked to Smith and Bybee Wetlands Natural Area here in North Portland. We'll link a route down below that you can take to bike here as well. Here's also an image just so you know what you're looking at on Google Maps. When we got to Smith and Bybee, we saw this helpful little board at the front, which shows us the Interlakes Trail and an awesome map that you can use to go to the different trails and see the different lakes and what there is to see here. On this side, it also is showing some different animals and plants that you might look out for while you're here. Hey everyone, so we're gonna go explore some nature in a minute, but in order to do so and make sure that we can see things well and be true explorers, we're gonna make ourselves some little binoculars. Here we have just everyday items that we had at home, so you can get yourself either like toilet paper or paper towel rolls, and here we've just cut little holes in them. That way you can poke through some thread later on. We have ourselves a ribbon or some thread and some tape. That's all you really need. So now Natty's gonna help demonstrate how we are making our binoculars while we explain it. So Natty, if you wanna take those, and then we can take some tape, and we're gonna put the tape in between the binoculars so they stick together. Here you go, Natty. Awesome. Now they're all stuck together, and then we're gonna take the ribbon and we're gonna poke it through those holes like we said earlier. So Natty, if you just want to feed it through. Perfect, yeah. If you want to take this other end and do the same on the other side. Yeah. And then you can pull them both through just like that. And then what we can do is you can take your finished binoculars, thanks Daddy, and you can fasten it around your neck and just like an easy little, Natty, would you mind helping me with that? Thank you.
Is that too tight or is it?
That's good. Thanks. And then I have my little binoculars that I can, thanks Natty, that I can look through.
Hey everybody, so I decided to do a sensory exploration out at Smith Bybee. So what I've done is I've gone through all of my senses and tried to figure out what it is exactly that I'm experiencing. So for smell, the smell that I experience is this fresh, wet mud smell along with the smell of cold air. You can get that smell if you take your mask off and just take a deep breath. It feels really good in your lungs and in your nostrils. Another sense, my hearing. I hear seagulls in the distance. I hear at least 3 other distinct bird sounds, including the squawking of ducks. What do I see? I see ducks diving. I see the water moving. I see birds fishing. I see birds landing in groups. The feeling, my touch. Honestly, I can feel the coldness of my fingers freezing. I can feel the feeling of mud sticking to my shoes. And I can also feel that I've got a little bit of a runny nose because it's really cold out today. As far as taste goes, I'm not necessarily tasting nature out here today, but I did bring a warm drink. I brought myself some coffee, so that's my taste here today. Still warm.
Hi y'all, in my nature journal, what I've noticed was I used our binoculars and I was looking out into the water or whatever, and I saw this great bird, and I just start paying attention to the movements, the neck, the wings, and how it was moving. Even how it's leaving from the area that it was at. So I took my nature journal and I started to sketch what I saw, like zoomed in with our binoculars.
So out here at Smith and Bybee, actually in the wintertime, it's kind of the perfect time to do some bird watching. So if you want to get your binoculars, or maybe some real binoculars for this would be helpful so you can really zoom in. But you can look out over the water. I see like several different types of birds. There are like large white birds flying around. I saw some ducks earlier. This is actually a really good time for raptors, which are basically birds of prey. So think anything like eagles or hawks, or falcons or osprey. Another thing you can do in the wintertime here, especially if it's snowing, would be to look for animal tracks. And then in your nature journal, you could make yourself a little diagram of the track you see. That way you can look it up and see which animal it was later on when you get home and you get back to your computer. And here is an image that we'll insert that looks just like what you can do to draw your nature tracks. If you like Smith and Bybee and want to learn a little bit more about the nature here, there's going to be a nature educator here at the parks at Smith and Bybee on December 19th. That's a Saturday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's totally free to attend. Just make sure that you are masked and you are ready to social distance. We've also included a link in our description below where you can learn a little bit more information about the event.